doing this way just because it's easier. This is completely unexpected. Last night at 1:40-ish a.m., my cat Simon passed away. He wasn't old. He was not even 7 yet. He was healthy. Or so we thought. He was fine all day yesterday and got home from Thanksgiving dinner, and he was just so sweet and snuggly and the usual Simon. Around 1:40, I got up to go in the kitchen to make a snack before bed. And while I was in there, I suddenly heard this really weird sound. And I dropped everything and ran into out of the kitchen, and he was laying on the floor, not breathing. Leo was next to him, and I think Leo's the one that made the meow. I don't know. He had gotten up to follow me, like he always does. He's literally my shadow. I can't go to the bathroom without him. I can't leave the room without him following. And he was coming to follow me. He made it out past the gate, just past the gate before he collapsed. And our boy's gone. Those of you who are joining in. My cat passed away last night, you guys. 100% unexpectedly. Yeah, a little bit. What's wrong? My cat passed away last night, unexpectedly. He was my ESA. He was part of a bonded pair. We think he had a heart attack or something like that. Something really sudden and big. Because he's been healthy for years. He's only 6. And he's gone. He's gone. We aren't gonna know for sure why he passed, but we're pretty sure it was something. Yeah, it is, Joe, it is. It's hard. The hardest thing is that he was healthy. This was so unexpected. He was eating, drinking, playing. Like before this, he was being goofy and lovey, and he was nothing indicating that he was sick in any way, shape, or form. But he just, Don't know if he had a seizure and died from that, or if he had a heart attack. I suspect heart attack. His brother is still here. My little 20-pound chunk of a cat. They were a bonded pair. They've been together since Leo was a baby. I adopted them at 10 months and just about 2. No, he was an indoor cat. Never been outside except for when he fell out of the screen. He hated the outdoors. He was so scared of it. Like, he didn't hate it, but he was scared. He was my one that wouldn't go outside. He went outside one time and got scared back in. But, we had to take him over to the emergency vet last night, and because we're like, we don't know what to do with him, and we can't leave him in the house overnight because we have another cat and 2 dogs, and one has a really strong prey drive. So we knew that we couldn't keep him here. And my roommate did the awesome, wonderful thing of paying so that we could do the private cremation, and I can get him back. I can have his ashes. And that means a lot to me. Oh, I know, Joe. I'm so worried about him. I'm worried that he's gonna, go through a lot of heartbreak. Thankfully, he's the type of cat where it's just like nothing phases him usually. But this was his brother. This was his, they weren't completely, like, they weren't like typical bonded pairs where they do everything together. But that's his brother. And he always calls for him at night. And last night he was looking under the bed for him. Leo has been in my room about 90% of the time, which is not normal for Leo. So I know he understands that something's going on. I just hope that he doesn't go through the grief and heartbreak, and that he's okay. And when I move this spring, I will be getting another kitten or 2 when we move. That was already a plan, was to get a kitten when we moved. But even more so now that Leo's going to need somebody. Thankfully, he's friends with the dog, or my roommate's dog. He loves her. So he has somebody to at least play with a little bit. But this was so out of the blue. With my last cat, Snitch, when he passed away 5 years ago. He was sick one day and then started having trouble breathing, and we rushed him to the emergency vet here in town. And she diagnosed him with lung cancer and was like, I can drain his lung. You might get a week, but it's going to be one of the most painful weeks of his life. He will be suffering. And she said, I only can get you a week or 2 maybe. And she advised taking him home, loving on him, saying goodbye. And then the following morning we brought him back and we let him go. And with that cat, I had the night to process and to work through and say goodbye. But I didn't have that with Simon because we didn't know it was coming. He was my boy. He was constantly on top of me, snuggling me, purring. He was so precious, so derpy and wonderfully autistic, and just my crazy little guy. Can't look at fucking hair ties right now without being like, that was Simon's. I've got his blanket here. It's the one I always take to the hospital. and it's just covered in his fur. And I don't want to wash it because he'd been laying on it for 2 weeks straight. Like, I only had to fill up one food bowl today. That's it. God, I miss him. I miss him a lot. But I do know that I loved him to the end. He loved me so much. He did his job well. There's not a complaint I have about that cat. He was just one of the most well-behaved cats I've ever had. Like, this cat never got into things. The worst he did was antagonize his brother when they were playing, like. But yeah. It's just so surreal. And whatnot, but I'm also allergic to my own tears, so my poor eyes are not doing well with all the crying. Thank you, Mass for that one. Went to Walmart today. I needed groceries. And we have this wonderful little old lady. She's not even that old. She's like late 60s, early 70s. She's just the sweetest human. And we always go in her line because even though it takes a little longer, we always chit chat with her. And I walked up today and she goes, "Oh, you're not doing okay." She knows I have health issues and stuff. And she's like, "You're not doing okay today." And I didn't burst into tears, but I almost did. And I said, "My cat passed away last night." So, yeah. Whew. I'll get to put him next to Snitch. Someday I'm going to do an art piece with their ashes. I'll have his footprints in clay. And I'll have his little urn. And when I move, I'll do something with them. You'd never think that these little fur balls can be so influential to humans' lives. That was my boy. Don't get me wrong, Leo is still my boy. But Leo is a much more independent, self-sufficient cat. He doesn't want snuggles all the time. He doesn't want attention all the time. Simon was there for everything. I couldn't shower without him. I couldn't poop without him. He would sit in the bathroom and wait while I showered. He would always go to the bathroom with me, and then he'd come running in here and hop up on the counter and ask for food. But he's not hurting. He has crossed that rainbow bridge. I just pray that my other one doesn't do that to me. I pray that he doesn't suffer from a broken heart. Anyway, I just wanted it to be a quick update for everybody. I got a good group of friends that's keeping me company. I'm gonna go watch some friends stream and take a rest. Let myself lay down for a rest. Thank you guys for the support. I'll get through this. We'll be okay. As long as Leo's okay. We'll be okay. But I'm gonna miss that little shithead. He's so derpy and wonderful, and I'm just gonna miss him a lot. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go lay down. I was not asleep till 6 a.m. this morning, so I'm really tired. And I just am so puffed. Like, the more I cry, the worse my eyes get. And it's past the typical. It's. I woke up with really, like, almost swelled up. Like, eyes, like, swelled shut almost. Because I not only get puffy from crying, but I react to my own tears. So, kind of anywhere they touch, gets a little rough. But I took some Benadryl and stuff, so I should be kicking in here soon. Should be kicked in already, but yeah. I'm gonna go. He just grabbed my hand and like pulled it close to him. He knows he's my energy kitty. He can always tell when my emotions are off. I am so thankful that I have him still. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close it up and go rest for a bit. Thank you guys. I'll see you later when I'm a little more awake, a little more present. Probably in the next couple days. But I'll see you guys.